Hi, this is Matthew and welcome to Ace Gamsat. Today we are going to cover some very important concepts for the exam. Let's firstly look at the format of the gamsat. The gamsat consists of 3 different sections. Section 1 is the Reasoning in Humanities and Social Sciences section. This consists of 75 multiple choice questions to complete in 100 minutes. Section 2 is the Written Communication section. This consists of Task A and Task B, and students are given 60 minutes to complete this section. And Section 3 is the Reasoning in Biological and Physical Sciences section. Students are given 170 minutes to complete 110 multiple choice questions for this section. So, what score do I need? Well, the gamsat score is calculated by adding the Section 1 score to the Section 2 score, and then adding them to 2 times the Section 3 score. So these are all combined and divided by 4 to give you your final gamsat score. And universities look at your GPA, your gamsat score, and your interview score when deciding to offer you a place for entry into their medical or dental programs. Section 1 Outline. Section 1 consists of all multiple choice questions which have 4 options for each, so A, B, C and D. And students can be given a range of different stimulus material in Section 1, and here are most of the stimulus material that students will be given. Section 1 Suggested Readings. So regular reading and practice is crucial for success in the gamsat, especially in Section 1. And some suggested readings that students should really get their hands on include The Great Gatsby, Define Hitler, English Passengers, Oliver Twist, and the Penguin Book of 20th Century Essays. Section 1 Vocabulary. So a sound vocabulary is extremely important for success in Section 1, and a great free resource that students can utilize is vocabulary.com. So there is no official gamsat word list for this website, so students should just click the MCAT word list, which is very similar. And I recommend that students practice at least 10 words per day leading up to the exam. So I would suggest at least 3 months before the exam that students start utilizing this website. Section 1 Practice. Practice is the key. Let me repeat that. Practice is the key to success in Section 1. Actually, you will soon see that practice is the key to success in the entire gamsat. A free resource is readtheory.org. So this is just practice comprehension questions. So I recommend that students complete at least 1 passage per day leading up to the exam. And also a great resource for questions is the 4 ASAR booklets. And the ACE gamsat full practice test is also a great resource for practice questions, as we have specifically designed this test to be as close as possible to the real exam. And students should remember to attempt all questions under timed conditions. Section 2 Outline. So Section 2 consists of 2 essays, so Task A and Task B, and each essay should be 350 to 400 words in length. Students are given 5 quotes that surround a common theme. This is for each essay, so Task A deals with socio-cultural issues, and Task B deals with social and personal issues. And a title is recommended for each essay, so be creative. The best ideas get the best marks. So yes, punctuation, grammar, and spelling is important, but Overall, the markers are looking for the best ideas. And it's also important to plan out what you're going to say in the first 5 minutes when writing your essays, so you'll be clear on exactly what you're going to say in each paragraph. And I recommend that students read the 5 quotes carefully to determine the overall theme before they start planning. So what themes can you expect? So here are some common themes for task A: freedom, crime, poverty, wealth, punishment, science, and technology. So here are some common themes for task B. We have love, friendship, humor, suffering, youth, beauty, and conformity. So let's take a closer look at task A. So task A is an argumentative essay. So we have a total of 5 paragraphs. We have an introduction, a thesis, another thesis, an antithesis, and a conclusion. Let's take a closer look at task B. So remember, task B is a personal essay. So this essay should be written with feeling and emotion. And it should consist of a total of 5 paragraphs, just like task A. However, the layout is a bit different. So we have an introduction, ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, and finally a conclusion. Suggested readings for section 2. The Meaning of Things is a great resource for section 2 preparation. And it is great for generating ideas for your essays. So when I set the gamsat, I used many ideas from this book in my actual essays. And so this book consists of short essays that will cover common themes in the actual gamsat. And I suggest that students read from 1 to 2 topics per day at least 3 months before the gamsat. And students should write any ideas they find interesting, as they can use these ideas in their essays. And I recommend that students read the newspaper to keep up to date with socio-cultural issues. And about 3 articles per day is enough. Some different newspapers include The Economist, New York Times, The Irish Times, The Guardian, and the Sydney Morning Herald. Current world events. Current world events can provide some great examples for your essays. Students should research current world events such as Ukraine and Russia conflict, Islamic State, Palestine and Israel conflict, Boko Haram, corruption in Bolivia, conflict in Syria, and most definitely World War I and World War II. Another great source of ideas. So we all know what TED Talks is, and basically it's a very good source to get ideas for your essays. So just type in YouTube TED Talks and you'll see a range of different videos where people discuss many issues and ideas in the world. So again, hundreds of videos that cover ideas that can be used in your essays. Section 2, practice. Once again, practice is the key. So students should attempt all essay tasks in the ASA practice papers. And also, there are 2 carefully chosen essay tasks in the ACE gamsat full practice test. So make sure you attempt these. Section 3, outline. So assume knowledge of science and mathematics is required in the gamsat. Section 3, outline. There is an assumed level of knowledge of science and mathematics for the gamsat. So for biology, the assumed knowledge is first year university level. So this is the same as organic chemistry and general chemistry. So these are all first year university level. And then we have physics, which is year 12 or A level. So section 3 again is a total of 110 multiple choice questions, and students are required to use their knowledge and reasoning skills to answer the questions. Section 3, practice. It is crucial to learn all of the assumed knowledge for the gamsat, so this is very important for section 3. And again, practice is the key. So practice is the key to success. Practicing sample questions is the fastest way to improve your section 3 ability. So make sure you learn the assumed knowledge first, and then practice as many questions as possible. So a great resource is obviously the ACE booklets and the ACE gamsat full practice test. So again, all our questions have been created to be as close as possible to the real gamsat exam. Section 3 topics. When learning the assumed knowledge, do not just rely on memorization. It is very important to grasp and understand the main concepts. So the topic points for each of the sciences are covered in great detail in the ACE gamsat study guides. So the gamsat biology topics, so here are all the gamsat biology topics. You can just pause this video and copy these down. I won't go through each of them right now. So here are more gamsat biology topics. And then we have organic chemistry topics. So here are all the organic chemistry topics that are covered in the ACE gamsat organic chemistry study guide. So just remember, these are very important to learn the content for these, but make sure, more importantly, that you apply these to many practice questions. So now we have the general chemistry topics, which are covered in our general chemistry study guide. And again, finally, physics topics. So physics is one of the most hated subjects in section 3, but it is very important to learn, as you're guaranteed to get 20% of your questions to be physics related. So don't leave physics behind. Make sure you study all topics. gamsat mathematics topics. So the mathematics topics include properties of integers, orders of operation, algebra, factorization, surds, logarithms and exponentials. So we're going to run through this pretty quick, so you can just pause the video if you want to write these down. Scientific notation, basic geometry, graphs, probability, mathematical estimation techniques. And these topics are covered in great depth with fully worked examples in our mathematics Bible. So if you don't want to go through your year 11 and 12 textbooks and find all these topics, then this is an easier way. And lastly, you can get your free gamsat practice material by visiting the link below. Our free gamsat section 3 mock exam is the closest thing to the real exam. All these questions have been carefully chosen to represent actual questions that students will get. So visit the link acegamsat.com/free, or even easier, you can just click the link in the description of this video. So don't wait, download your free gamsat exam now, and I wish you the best of success.